Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special figure showcase, we're going to look at the 1987 Sinnertwin. Sinnertwin was a Decepticon, more specifically a terrorcon, one of 5 Decepticons that could combine and form the large combiner to the left hand side known as Abominus. What we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes. We're going to look at the packaging and the artwork on the back of the little Japanese box we've got there, and I'm going to point out a few things that you need to be aware of if you're after getting one yourself. Let's get started then. So as I've said, 1987 released, and although it was a couple of years after the original Scramble City known combiners, he too was a Scramble City sort of figure, which basically meant that the little robots could become any of the limbs on the combiner. So as I say, Sinnertwin could become an arm or a leg, and is usually the left hand leg of Abominus there. So as I say, although this came out quite a bit after the original Scramble City bots like your Bruticus, your Menasor, etc., he was still part of that sort of makeup. So as I say, let's have a quick look at him. We'll start off with his alternate mode, and it's a strange alternate mode. As I say, all these are like beasts, as I say, with the names terrorcons. He's like a two-headed monster, two-headed dragon, and you could actually attach one of the larger weapons there onto the back of him. So things to be aware of, you can see that these are just starting to rust there, as I say, on his leg limbs, so that's something to be aware of. They can corrode, so the screws there on all the limbs of the legs, that's something to be aware of. The colour can fade a little as well with it being yellow, and also the head can be sometimes loose when it clips in, and the tail as well. Sometimes I've seen them in the past that have been chewed by previous owners, but this one seems to be okay. They did have basic transformations, and although you're not going to see me do it now, you can see by just turning him sideways onto the robot that all they've done is folded his head back, folded and rolled the legs up, and pulled apart the body, and there you have the robot. He does have incredibly small arms, which are there under the side, so they do lift up at probably what would be the elbow joint, but apart from that, there's no other real articulation with him at all. He does have another small little blaster though that you can put there. Funnily enough as well, the larger gun you could also put in the hand of Abominus as well if you wanted. What we'll do now then, we'll have a quick look at the packaging. I'll move these out of the way. So this is the individual little box set. It's the Takara one, so it's the Japanese. You can tell obviously by the writing. It says there Scramble City, what I mentioned earlier, and also the gig boxes as well in Italy were the same. Obviously the Hasbro releases were on cards, and unfortunately enough I haven't got any of them at the moment. So quickly, in case any of you haven't seen my other videos, the D stood for Destron, which was Decepticon, and his number reference was 81. So if we spin him to the back, what we've got is a lovely piece of artwork again. This is obviously just Metroplex the Titan, and this is one of the battle scenes, but a little bit more detailed and a little bit more zoomed in, that was used on a lot of the package work, mainly 1986 really with the Hasbro stuff, but here it is on the back of a little combiner box in 1987. So as I say, the little figures, and I've mentioned this before, you know, they weren't the most exciting. These ones were pretty good though, because they were quite original. As I say, all the fact that you've got these sort of strange monsters that could combine to form Abominus. He's a very popular combiner. He's just been released again under the Generations line. So as I say, he's still got a lot of people liking him out there, and the fandom really liked and warmed to that version as well. But as I say, very basic transformations, not much going on. But for a toy that's, as I say, nearly 30 years old, or at least 25, that's all they were going for, the fact that you could combine them to form the large robot. There he is, as I say. So I hope you enjoyed looking at him. I hope it brought back some nice memories. If you've got any figures you want me to showcase for you, give me a shout, and take care and subscribe for more.